Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold and silver report for the 29th of January. We'll start with silver and we'll have a look at the volume on the this is a monthly chart. We'll have a look on the weekly chart and the daily chart. We'll have a look at a few counts. There's not a lot to report. Everything's going pretty much according to plan. We'll have a look at a couple of different counts and gather a few ideas. And starting here though is that just in a nutshell, the move that's come down through here has been seeing lower volume here. So it means that it's a corrective pattern and eventually we will see new highs. We are seeing a bit of extra volume this month over the previous month here, and that's offering a little bit of support in the market, but obviously we need to take a closer look at that. So on the weekly chart, let's just bring this into the fold a little bit more here, and what we can see, it's a little bit tricky, but I'll just walk you through it. So let's just take these bars here that have well, that's the highest volume bar, and that's that bar there. So that's when you get a move like that, opens here, checks high, and then closes lower for the day on the week, and on higher volume in relationship to the previous bar. That's the important thing, and so that's really a turning point in the market. And then what we've seen is the following bar that came down, the price bar, made a new low, but the range was really small. The volume was high, of course, but at the end of the day, it was lower than the previous volume. So that means that that's also corrective, and the sellers haven't taken control of the market at that point. So as the market pushes up through here, we've also got lower volume as well. So we know that this is corrective as well as it's moving up through here. And then we've got lower volume on this bar here as well. So that's telling us that, well, the market is going up, but it's going up on lower volume. So that's divergence. So what we're seeing here was that we're seeing all of this being corrective swings in both ways, because every time it moves or tries to trend, it's on lower volume. So it's in a rock and a hard place, basically. In terms of the wave count, we've been looking at the wave count. My original wave count was looking at this as an, well, we'll have a look at it on the more of an intraday thing so you get an idea, but with wave 4 being here and then wave 1 here and wave 2 here and going up for wave 3. Still a possibility, we can look at that, but otherwise we're looking at wave 4 over here and another move down at that point. So let's go in and, well, let's go and have a look at this first count here that we've had, my original count here. Let me just bring this back in here. It's a bit hard to see the volume on the daily and the intraday here to a point because of the futures market. Yeah, let's just go back a little bit. There's nothing to not much to do today, so we can just go over a few things. So I was originally looking at it over here as wave 3 here, an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for the C wave. And look, this doesn't match up with some of the other gold markets, GLD and GDX and those sorts of things. But look, it's still in shape here, and as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1. I suppose we could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here, and we have moved off here. We haven't made new highs here, so until we do that, then this count's not really valid. But I can't just throw it in the bin just yet either. You know, I would need to see a move down below the 61.8% to do that. So below here we can chuck her in the bin, and up here we'll keep her. So yeah, we'll see which way destiny flows on that. So that was that, but our count, I think, I'll just go back to the daily chart here. Yeah, so we're looking at something like, we're looking at a few things really. So we're looking at also wave 3 being over here with wave 4 being over here somewhere. We've got a couple of variations here. So we can look at it as an A wave here, an A and a B and a C for the B wave here. We can look at this as down for an A wave here, a B wave here, and then a C wave here for wave 4 here, finishing there as a WXY here, finishing in 3 waves. We could look at the move down here as wave 1 coming down here, back for wave 2, then wave 3, 4 and 5 to finish down here. Or we could even look at it as a triangle pattern here with an A, B, C, D and E here, and then moving up, which we'll probably have a look at that on the gold today, a bit easier to understand. Let's just move into the, say, the hourly chart. No, let's go to the 4-hour chart. I can't remember what I've updated here. So this is where we were working last time and what we're talking about. So we were looking at this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a good case, and then we were looking at this being an A wave, a B wave, which we can put that B wave in here now, and then looking for the C wave to move up here. So it has gone a bit higher than our 61.8%, so we'll be looking at that at the square root of 61.8%, which is the 78.6. So I'll just ditch that. We don't need these things here either now. Just a bit messy. Don't need that, that and that. We could move this over to here. We can keep that. Get rid of that. Yeah, so the wave C here, there could be another little wave up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There could be one more little move up here. I don't know, I haven't pulled it apart on the intraday, but this is our supply here, so that will be the resistance. So we should see this move back down at this point. Like I said, if it takes this top out here, then we know that that original count that I had will be back on the table. It's as simple as that. So we were expecting an A and a B and a C wave, and we've got that. And now we'll be looking for a move down. Now, I think I might just go in and have a look at this on the tick chart, actually. Let's see if we can pin that down a bit, shall we? So it's just that structure here, isn't it? It does look rather impulsive. I mean, this is obviously the beginning of the middle of the trend. So we're looking at something like, not sure if that's 1 and 2 there, probably 1 and 2 there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Oh, I've got to figure out that. I mean, this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and 4 here, and 5 here for this. It certainly looks impulsive. Well, that's interesting. We'll see if that top gets taken out. That will be a bit of a guiding light at that point. But otherwise, we'll see this move down. I'll check that out on gold as well. Let's check on gold. So gold, just on the monthly volume here as well. We've seen the market. I mean, what I was expecting from here is on the 2000 here, I was expecting a classic trading levels pattern here. So if this is the 2000 across here, we're looking for the arrival, which we've got. We're looking for the reaction, which we're still in at the moment. And then the first high above the level that can take us up to 2200, 2300, somewhere up in that space, and then have another large correction here. And yeah, and then up here. So it's a really long process to get all through here at this size of correction. But at the moment we're in here somewhere, and we're not finished with this, but we're looking for that. So just to let you know. So anyway, definitely a correction. We're on lower volume here. That's the takeaway at that point. The weekly volume gives us a little bit more detail on all of this, and tells us that we're also in a correction. So we've had this, well, even from this high here, coming down, we've also got low volume as well, as the market really doesn't want to come down any further. We know that, I think, we know that the paper money, the COMEX, is being manipulated, and for every ounce there's 100 paper contracts or something. So it's just extraordinary how the SEC allow this to go on. It's quite daunting, really. Certainly needs a good flush, that whole exchange. I mean, it puts the whole exchange under risk of blowing up the way that it's been, the behaviour of what's happening. But anyway, I don't know much about that, only what we can gather from snippets of people that are close to that exchange and industry. So far as this is going, we know it's complicated. We know that it's probably not over, and let's go in and have a look at this. So on the daily chart here, we talked about a variety of patterns that can occur here. None of them are really helpful for us in terms of trading, but we just need to work through them as such. So one of them is a triangle pattern that would finish off with this move down through here, an A and a B and a C wave up to here, and then back down to here, and then up from that point. So that's the shortest route to the upside, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. The other one here is that we have this move down here, still the ABC pattern to come in play here, and then we finish in a five-wave structure coming down here. This five-wave structure coming down here will be basically the same length as this one here, so I've probably exaggerated that a little bit. So this move here would copy that, would move over to here, wherever that high is. Oh, it'll still come down to that sort of space, but I should just really put that into a better perspective at this point. Don't need that. In fact, I'll just use that one there. We know what that is then. That would take us down about there for that, and then we can move up from that point. So that's ending as a WXY on that low there. The other point for this is that we have this one over here where we have this down as 1 here, and we go back for 2 here, and then we go down for 3, 4, and 5. So that's also on the cards. That, yeah, I mean, creates quite a large pattern at that point. But yeah, so I think I've got that first triangle pattern here on the 6-hour chart. Here, yeah, so this is the shortest route to the market pushing up again from here, which would be the A wave, the B wave, the C wave, A, B, and C for the D wave here, and then the E wave here, and then up. So in this case here, we've seen silver push up quite high, haven't we? But all we got in the gold was a little spike here. So silver pushed up above the previous high here, roughly, and into its box. But gold here hasn't moved from here. It's just had that little spike. So all I can really say, in terms of, gold's something that this is not really trend trading in here, and that's what you've got to realize. I mean, if you're a gold, there's a trouble with just being focused on one or two markets all the time and trading them. You'll end up getting yourself in trouble because they only really trend for a third of the time, and then they're correcting for 2/3 of the time. So you need to have a wider view and look for opportunities. If you're building positions in here, then that's a different thing altogether. If you're stacking, yeah. Anyway, let's just go in a little bit further now for this. I won't go to the 4-hour chart. That doesn't really tell us much at this stage. So this is what we were looking for. With silver we got it, with gold we didn't really get it. So we're looking for this well, I always knew that we could have this as the A, the B, and the C for the B wave here because it came quite close to the 50% there. But otherwise, we need to look at this A wave here as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then a C wave up here. But we're not really getting that, are we? And that means that if that was going to go up there, then silver's going to make a new high, and then that would throw that pattern out as well. I mean, this move that's moved up here is really moved up in three waves here, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. So that's a corrective pattern here. So technically we should sort of look at 5 coming down here, may come down a bit further, I need to check that out, and back up, and then down again from that point. So, but yeah, I mean, there's still a case for it to move up to that point, but where does that leave silver at that point? And to count this down through here, you know, it gets a little bit sort of complicated. At the moment, we've got as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for here. I can't count it down in 5 waves, and then we've got this here. So we're just going into more complication here as well. So I can see that this market is not running, you know, as a $10 trillion market, probably only, you know, I mean, it's just all the paper in there, isn't it? There's a 10-to-1 paper ratio in the markets, and it's leverage that's dominating it, and I can see it. It's really just destroying all the patterns. So it really turns into a bit of a guessing game, all of this. So yeah, there's nothing here that I can. There's no direction here that I can help point out at this stage, unless I can see something that we know at this point. But all said and done, technically we should be pushing up to here, and then we should be pushing down. That's how it should go. Will it go that way? I don't know. If it takes out that low here, then it's going to move down from that low, because as far as we've got here, we've got an A and a B and a C here. But at the same time, we've got an A and a B and a C here that's pulled up to the 61.8% or above. So really, yeah, I could look at all of this as the A wave, and then the B wave here, and the C wave coming down here in that case. So yeah, look, there's just too many options. I just can't really pin it down for you. That's the other way that it can play out here with this as well, like this, with that B wave already being in place here. So it's just getting more complicated and not really giving us any direction whatsoever. And the volume's telling us that that the market's being squashed in here as well. So there's a real battle going on across this space here. Yeah. All we can really sort of hope for is that some of those companies that have got futures contracts take delivery and force COMEX to deliver, because I know that they're short on physical gold, and that would put them in strife at that point. And it's got no, gold's got, at this point, has got no discovery, no free capitalism market discovery in it. It's just being held. So, and I can see it in the price action. So it's very difficult to read. So not a lot to report here. But I still see more downside, because when I look at stocks, and you know, like in Australia we have Newcrest Mining, I can still see that that's got further to go down. I can see GDX and so on. We can have a look at GDX and that. Let's just have a quick look at those guys. This is GLD here. This is GDX here. I think that we're short one day here. That's Wednesday's close, so I haven't updated that. But we can see that, and I pointed out before that this is corrective here. So that means that we'll make new lows below here, and I've said that before, and we looked at those 5 waves here. So this has got further to move down in this space. So we should be heading lower based on stock and these ETFs, but I don't think these ETFs have got. I don't think they've got physical gold to back themselves up either, even though they say they do. They say they do because they're holding it in the futures market. That's all, and that's just paper. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Just rabbiting on. Yeah, look, I'm sorry I can't help, but I'll just keep putting the videos out, and we'll just keep edging through it. And yeah, That's all we can do, really, just keep sort of edging through the darkness on this. Alrighty, cheers.